Hey, what's up everybody? This is Nick back with Ohio Hikes. Today we are at Mohican State Park. Been a couple weeks since I've gone on a hike, so I just wanted to get out and go on a hike today. Weather's beautiful. It's going to be high of 81 and sunny. And we are on a 10.4 mile hike. Now, today we are going to be taking the Hemlock Gorge Trail to the Lyon Falls Trail, which is a total of 10.4 miles. We're going to be going left. Hopefully it is a nice hike today. We have white blazes to follow, and our goal is to get to the Lyon Falls, which is at the very end of the trail. And there are two waterfalls on that particular loop trail at the end, but along the way there's just a straight shot to that loop, and then will be coming back on the same trail, which is the one we are currently on now. And it should be nice because it does run along the river here. We have had rain the last couple days, so the trail's just a little bit muddy, not too bad, and the water is flowing and it's up, not as clear as it has been before. But we're gonna get going. We will come across a covered bridge at about 7.4 miles in the hike. Hike should be about 3.5 hours total. And then as a bonus, we will probably take the North Rim Trail, forego walking through the campground again, and that dumps us literally right out into the parking lot where I'm parked. The only thing about hiking here is you have to pay to be in the campground. But right before you enter the campground, there's a parking lot, and that's where you can park and hike in. And you don't need to check in with the check-in booth that's right there at the front. So that's nice. So let's go have an adventure, see where this trail takes us. far, I gotta say, this has been a very well-maintained trail. We're 1.5 miles in already, so we still got a long ways to go. But so far, this trail's gravel. 4 feet wide, well-maintained, and we're just walking. It's all flat so far, and then I'll probably beat my words later. So, like I just said, I kind of did just eat my own words right there. As this path has gotten narrower. And it's a little smaller now that we've gotten past the main section. This is a little side trail that just goes up and down. I didn't want to take it because there's no need. But I will mention, because we are running along the river and we are out in the woods, it is a little buggy. I did put on tick spray because that's the one thing I don't want to get is a tick. I don't care about these little gnat looking things, I just swat them away. But yeah, it's a little more narrow, less gravel, buggy, but so far it's just flat cruising along the river. Seen a couple people, and that's it. It's a really nice hike so far. I'm guessing this section of the trail here gets real muddy at times because they have these flat paper stones along this section, and I'm guessing that's just for hikers to stay out of the mud, which they are muddy sections. So I'm very appreciative to whoever had that idea. And one thing I forgot to mention is this is part of the Buckeye Trail that we are currently on, which is cool. Something I would like to do eventually is 1,440 miles, a big loop inside of Ohio. I would love to do that in the coming future. See if I can do that. That will give me an indication if I can actually do one of the 3 crown trails. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, if you can see right there, that's the River Gorge trail. That's on the opposite side of the river. That trail is only 1.8 miles, but it is very steep when you go on that trail. I did it a couple weeks ago. It's not a straight drop down on part of the trail, but it's very, very steep. So if you lose your footing, you know, you're going to be going for a big tumble. And then the climb out off that trail is also very steep. So it was a very tough trail. I don't like heights, but you know, I did it, and now we're hiking out here again today. It is very peaceful out here. Birds are chirping. Once you get to the 2.5 mile mark, you are pretty much walking along the river. It's right there. It's calm here. It gets a little rougher in the behind us, but it is calming to say. The sound of the running water, the birds, the trail's real nice. But how do I know I'm out here? Only one on the trail today is I'm walking through spider webs. But other than that, it's been quite calm, flat. Haven't had really much any elevation gain. Probably eat my words later on, but you know, it is decided I'm so glad I came out to do this today. Perfect weather, perfect trail, and peaceful. Kind of get my mind where it needs to be. So just out here enjoying myself. You should definitely come check out this trail. Came out of the trail and we're another part of the campground, but this is where we started, and so we're not here. We need to keep going here, but we are at 3.3 miles, so you can see the distance and how the trail runs along the river. So we're going to keep on going. So this area is just for primitive camping, looks like, because it's all tents. They do have bathrooms, but the paved road so far looks nice. It's right on the water. So it looks like it ends up here, but it's definitely a whole lot more secluded than the first part of the camp. Yeah. Back here you're definitely camping. No doubt about it. Front part of the camp has a swimming pool, nature center, store. Back here you got nothing. Whatever you carry, whenever you bring in your car. So maybe someday we'll camp here. We'll see. Let's keep on going. And this guy's in the middle of the road and he has no fear. Little tiny field mouse. Just sitting there. Let's move off the road so we don't get hit. Well, I just came across this other section of camp where it's more primitive camping, just like the spot before. But we are still on road. So it's a road hike from now. I did pull up all trails to check and it shows this way. So So once you come out of the woods back there, it's a road walk, but it also shows the trail kind of to the right of the road, which would be up there. But I don't see a trail, but I also don't see light blazes down here. So if there is a trail somewhere, I missed it, but we are still on course according to all trails to get to the covered bridge. So yeah, if you get confused, you're not the only one, but this looks like the right way. All right, so we have actually made it. So we are definitely on the right course, because there is the covered bridge, and it is really nice. I was going to say beautiful. It is much bigger than I was anticipating. But man, is it cool. Definitely a under view. There's stairs to go up, so I can just get a whole video of the bridge. It's a lot bigger in person, and man, is it cool. So let's go up there and walk across. And here we are, right by the bridge, and man, I don't know if you can see them. Those are mud dauber nests, kind of like a wasp, and they just love this bridge. You see all the brown, but man, is it cool. It's all steel and wood. All right. Well, we've got to cross it because that's how we get to our falls. And I'm not a fan of heights, but you know, we got to do this because it's part of our trail. So, but just the river, the sound, the sunshine. This is just a delight. All right, and there's a walkway on the other side, so we'll go that way when we come back. But this is where we are going next. It's the Lyon Falls Trail. An overview, map, and just some facts. Alright, so here is a map overlook. So we are here, that's where the bridge is, that's where we came from. So we've got to hike this trail along the river and make it around. And then this back here is where the waterfalls are, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. So let's get going. across my fair share of these little centipedes, millipedes. Here are them, 2 of them. I don't know if they're friends, buddies, enemies, but I've seen a lot on the trail so far. First time I've seen 2 close. But a lot of them are dead, so when you're out here, definitely watch where you're stepping. Alright, just came up upon a junction point. So we're going left because we're going to go see the waterfall. So it's up this little ravine. And if you want to go see the dam, which is up ahead, that takes you up on the river. So definitely gonna go left and you're gonna see the waterfalls. Let's go. Definitely been seeing a lot more people on this portion of the trail. Must be popular to come see the waterfalls. I doubt many of them came from where I parked, but there is parking by the covered bridge. So you can just do this portion if you want to. You don't have to do the beginning portion like I did. But this portion of the trail is a whole lot different, to me it seems, than the first section. It's just these huge mature trees, and you got hemlock trees that are massive, and just kind of has like a Jurassic Parkish feel, if you're a fan of that movie. But this trail is very well taken care of. It's very wide, clear, open, not really overgrown, which is nice. Right, brushing up against plants and wondering if you're getting ticks on you. But we are almost there, so we're gonna keep on trucking. So we came up on our next map. It's nice that the Park Service puts these in. So we are here. If we want to take a shortcut to see Little Lyon Falls, we can go here. This sign is the Stagecoach Trail. And if we want to see the Big Lyon Falls, we go straight 3/4 of a mile to Little Lyons. So it's whatever you want to do. You can go see both, but I'm currently debating if I'm going to take that trail. It does cut across, because the Lyon Falls Trail is yellow, Stagecoach is purple. Sorry. So I think that I will cut across here. The trail's there. Go see the Little Lyon Falls, and then come back and continue on this trail to see the Big Lyon Falls. Once you come down a little bit of slope from the main trail, you have your sign here. is 0.5 miles to Lyon Falls, Little Falls. So that is where we are headed. Just a warning, if you're doing the Little Fall trail, you do have an incline, and it's definitely not well kept. It's overgrown. So again, I do have tick spray on my legs, so just be cautious, and a warning. Alright folks, you have made it to the Little Falls. There's a side view. It is pretty steep down there, so definitely gonna stand back. Again, not a fan of heights, but it's just a nice side view. But it's beautiful. I'm glad I made this hike. You see the water coming off. I can just listen to that all day long. But just down that ravine it goes off into the river. Let's go to the overlooking bridge, which is right above it. And you can just see how far down that goes from that cliff face. Some steep drops right there. Oh, not a fan, but beautiful nonetheless. So let's head over. Yeah, there's a little side one right there, and then right here you can see is where the Little Fall runs off straight down, led by this little tiny creek. It's really tiny that you can hardly see it, especially on camera. Here's another view on the other side. You get a better perspective over here. No, it's beautiful. We're going to move on and see if we can find a big waterfall. Alright, so we are back at our map here. This is a different one. We are here. And we are going here to see the falls, the big falls. So we are kind of cheating. We did make our way this way off the main trail of the loop, and then we cut across to go to Little Falls, and now we are going to be coming this way and going back. So we're not going to do the whole loop. There's nothing really to see unless you're going to go to the dam, which is here. I have no interest to see that. So going there, we're going back here. So let's get moving. Alright, we are coming up on the big falls. I can hear them. And then there is another bridge. There's a gentleman ahead of me, so I'm just trying to not be too loud. So let's go check it out. It's up for stairs, so we can go down to look at them. It is pretty steep down, but there are people down there. So thank God man invented stairs. So let's go down and check it out. never seen a bug like this before. It is colorful. Look at its legs move. Oh, it's a new one for me. Who is he? What is he? Found another little friend. There have been a lot of these millipedes. They're everywhere on this trail. Alright, we made it back to the covered bridge. And we are going to walk across the opposite side, like I said we were going to do. Once we get across, it is a straight shot back to the truck. My watch is probably on 2%. Forgot to charge it, but once we get to the end, the very first campground that we came upon, the tent camping campground. From there, it'll be 3.33 miles back to the parking lot. So probably 4.5 miles to go until we are done. Currently I'm at 3 hours 6 minutes for 6.85 miles. Total was 10.4. I didn't do the whole Lyon's loop. That's okay. I wanted to see the waterfalls and I saw them both. So we're gonna head on down the road here, get to where we need to go. Once we get to the end of the camp, then it's back on trail. And I probably won't videotape as much because it's the exact same trail going back as it was coming here. So let's get you up on down the road. So we've made it back to the trail after that road walk. Now we are back on our last stretch. From that sign, we have 3.3 miles to go back to my truck. So, same trail as we took down. It's the exact same trail back. So nothing unexpected coming up ahead. Just smooth going back. Once we get to the cable bridge, I'll show you that. I skipped that the first time because there were people on it and I didn't want to show a bunch of people. Set of privacy. Same thing when I walked through that campground back there. I didn't videotape just for privacy. There were people on it. So we're gonna head on down and get out of here. Alright, here we are coming up on the suspension bridge. I don't see anybody, so good to videotape. It's really nice. When I was here a couple weeks ago, I did go across it. It was a little shaky, but for a suspension bridge, that's normal. I did get some footage of it when I hiked here a couple weeks ago, as I just said, so I will tack those videos on right now. Alright, we have made it out. I did decide to just walk the road through the campground. Saved me a little bit of time. I am now on a time crunch. I told my best friend that we would have dinner at 5:30, and it's almost 2:30, and I've got an hour and a half drive home and then get my dog out and clean up. So just for that reason, we'll do it next time. It's not that big of a deal, but it's nice weather, perfect. Had a good time, nice hike. So we're just gonna follow this through. I'm not gonna tape through the campground because there's people here, but yeah, we'll close that once I get back to my truck. So we'll see you in a minute. Alrighty, we have made it back. Ooh, and it's hot. Walking all on that blacktop, but it's baking. It's got to be 80, 81, 82. Just to point out, if we had done that upper rim trail that I was telling you about that brought me back out to my truck, it's right there. So, pretty close. Alright, so we made it back into the truck, and it is 94. That's what my truck says. Much hotter than what I thought it was going to be today. That's why that last section looking through the camp was killing. Drinking water. So all in all, pretty good hike. Long hike today. My watch did die on me at around 7.5 miles. Not doing the whole loop for the Lyons Falls Loop Trail, so we didn't do it all. We probably did between 9.8 and 10 miles. Not too bad. Definitely a long haul from the front parking lot of the campground. You can park at the covered bridge and hike just that section and see the falls if you want, or challenge yourself to this trail that I just did. But I'd give this trail about an 8. It's pretty good, smooth, not much climbing until you get to the Lyon's Fall loop. From here to the covered bridge is pretty much somewhat flat, not too much, just little tiny climbs. But yeah, glad I came today. I haven't hiked in 2 weeks, so thanks for joining me. My name is Nick. This is Ohio Hikes, and I will see you on the next adventure.